Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. It is Monday, June the 17th. We are glad that you are here with us. I have no idea what's going on underneath this thing. There are cables everywhere.
Cable management.
Cables everywhere.
Cable management is what we need.
Pete Melfi has managed to just infest this place with cables.
It looks super organized up top here, what you guys can see, but it's total chaos.
I feel like I've lost a pen under the desk, Davey. This is going to hurt all the rest of the show. This is going to be a distraction.
Quit looking.
Okay, we have all kinds of things to talk about. We have a very uncommon guest with us today.
What? No way.
Eddie, it is great. It's the Cat in the Hat is with us today.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
You will enjoy the Cat in the Hat. We are going to have a blast today. All kinds of fun things to talk about. Mostly, we're going to talk a little bit about who qualified and who didn't qualify for election, so that should be pretty good. Woo-hoo. But before we get to all of that information and finding out how amazing Louie's Father's Day was, let's do some ad reads. A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing. They've been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years. They offer painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties up to 25 years, and they have shingle roofs with warranties up to 50 years. They also offer cedar, shake, shingles, tile roofing, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. You can go to their website, A to Z roofingandwaterproofing.com, to get all kinds of pictures of their recent projects. Give them a call. Call Chuck and his staff. They're absolutely wonderful. 904-669-8037.
Absolutely. Bozard Ford, Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford has also won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out online today at bozardford.com or head down there, stop by Ford's garage, have the Jiffy Burger. Solar Stick. They were established in 2006. Solar Stick is a local portable power company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine, Florida. Solar Stick's focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. Solar Stick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing.
And a brand new read from one of our brand new sponsors. We have made these up for a month. The Moultrie and Anastasia Diner.
Yay.
And I just read this while you were reading them. This is good. Andy should do some copy for us.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can do this read without messing up. First time. Ready, go.
You just barely made it through A to Z.
These neighborhood dinners are more than diners. Dinners and diners. I'm going to have to highlight that. These neighborhood diners are more than just a place to eat. They are where hospitality blooms and friends gather. Bring your own or make new ones. Andy's talking about friends. The coffee is always hot. The smiles are genuine and the food tastes like home. Every meal is a chance to make memories, share stories, and create bonds that last a lifetime. It's not just about the food on the plate, but the community that comes together at the table. Come see us at the Moultrie Creek Diner or Anastasia Diner. Tell them Andy sent you. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Andy A.I. Walton.
Andy A.I. Walton. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah,
that's
good.
pretty awesome, Andy. And now the food, I guarantee you, the food's always amazing.
The smiles are genuine, and the coffee is always hot.
Yeah. It depends on who's cooking at home. I guarantee you it's way better than my cooking. It's not just as good as home.
I wasn't going to say anything, but Louie has asked me to let him know the next time I go.
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
100%.
Pick me up to go.
All right. In the Jackie Hurd calendar, there is nothing for today. So this is the review that you made the cut day.
Oh.
People that are running for office, this is you made the cut day. This is the day that you get to say, I made the cut. I have one client who doesn't know that I do a podcast. Really good.
Colin.
504.
Usually it's your brother.
I'll call him back at 6:15. I always do, but yes.
Usually it's your brother.
No, it's not my brother today.
Rhett was famous for calling in the radio
show.
Rhett
would always call in the radio show. Yes. Susan Johnson loved the read. So if Susan Johnson likes it, it must be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, today's the day we're going to review who made
who's in?
Who didn't. We've got 5 questions today. We have a rather uncommon guest today on a
Monday.
On a Monday. Huh. Yes.
Uncommon Monday.
How'd the bail hearing go across the street?
I actually left with one agenda item left on the TDC.
Okay.
I figured we had done enough time over there.
Which one did you miss?
Well, I talked too much. Shocker.
I can believe that. Did you tell people what a great thing you did doing something that they didn't know that you did?
I don't think I did that today.
Okay.
But I did cause enough chaos to create more chaos.
See, there's a thing that you do, and one part of it is tell people the things that you've done in the past that they may or may not have heard in the past. And the other is cause that chaos. Both of those are known as Troy-splaining.
Yes.
Not mansplaining, Troy-splaining.
Did I tell you about the time
Yes.
Why, yes, you have, Troy. Yes, you have.
Troy-splaining. I just say yes to that all the time. Sometimes I regret. Yes. Yeah.
So, now, did you enjoy the Rotary talk today with the distillery?
I did. It's the first time I passed on free bourbon in
I know,
forever.
both of us had to.
I just had things I had to do this afternoon, and it was just little teeny tiny thimble cups, but I just had stuff to do.
It's like Richie Cunningham during Happy Days.
Yeah,
Those little tiny ones. How many did you have? 72?
72. That's it. No, I didn't feel like, I just didn't feel like it today. Nothing. I think they got great bourbon. I thought Will did a great job telling the story. I think Phil and Mike over at the distillery have done an amazing job. They're 10 years old, right? I think 10 today was their day, somewhere in that range. I thought they were absolutely awesome, but yeah, I just didn't today. I think maybe I'm getting old. I don't know.
Well, I had the TDC, so if I had to make a vote on something, I didn't want to have alcohol on my breath.
Yes.
I'd have been old school St. Augustine.
It would have been. I mean, because back in the day, you'd do these, they used to call them the 3 martini lunches. Why you'd waste your time on 3 martinis and not 3 bourbons, I don't know. But man, there must have been a lot of people like going back to the office and taking a nap after those lunches.
Yep. And the amazing Chuck McCone is on air with us right now, and he's proud of you with your A to Z read.
I thought I did an okay job on the A to Z read. I did.
Crushing
Andy
it.
should be happy too. I only messed up the first line in his. I went back and redid it. It was much better the second time. But yeah, great reads for both of them.
Yeah.
Great guys.
Yes.
Really, really good people, both of them.
Yes. Chuck knows his leaks.
Okay, gotcha. I just...
He's a waterproofing expert.
I know, but in my mind, when you say that, I put a different word in there, and I thought, I don't think I heard that the way my mind presented it to my ears presented it to my mind.
Because of my mailbox, I immediately thought Tom Leak.
Yes.
And we're talking about him today too.
We're going to talk about Tom today, 100%. Yes.
He's on the list.
Oh gosh, he is on the list. He did make the list. All kinds of things. Father's Day this weekend.
Yep.
Did everybody have a great Father's Day?
I had a great weekend.
Good.
Period. I mean, I'm wearing socks that are designed by Ty Blevins.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
And Maeve designed me a nice socks, which I wore yesterday, and
Very
the ones
cool.
Blake designed me, I will wear tomorrow.
Very nice.
That is very cool.
I'm wearing youngest to oldest.
Nice.
Youngest to oldest. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Did you have a good Father's Day, Mike?
I had a good Father's Day. I went home and did all the yard work on Friday.
Louis did that too.
So I was like, I just don't want to deal with this Saturday. Saturday was a really nice, relaxed day. We went for a big bike ride around the island, stopped at the chop shop.
Yeah.
One of my guys had dropped off some flounder that he caught a couple weeks ago. So Saturday night, we cooked pork tenderloin out on the grill, which is really, really good. And then we did beef tips, saddle beef tips from the chop shop. And we did a little flounder yesterday. So it was really good. Had all the family over yesterday. It was in town. My daughter was not in town, but we had everybody else over, and it was really, really fun. So just a nice, relaxing
So
day.
you had the Davis boys.
The Davis boys.
Not the Blevins boys, the Davis boys.
The Davis boys. And I got a nap both days.
Ooh.
Only like 20 minutes one day and like 20 minutes, but it still counted as a nap. A nap is a nap. So I was all happy about that.
Nice.
Yeah. So we live loud in my house, so naps are a challenge.
I bet.
Naps are a challenge. So.
I bet. Yeah, we didn't have many naps. We were all over the place on Father's Day, but everyone will know Louis is safe. I didn't cook for him. So we went out to eat.
That was your gift?
Yeah. Green papaya, and he got sushi for dinner. Green papaya for lunch, sushi for dinner.
Update for Bobby.
Oh, man.
Bobby, your team is going home. They have been eliminated from the College World Series by the hated evil Gators, 5-4, and North Carolina State's going home. They lost 2 heartbreaking games. I mean, North Carolina State lost 2 games in the College World Series, but one was a walk-off.
Oh, yeah.
And Kentucky, I think, got them, I think. And so 2 really, really close ball games.
I can't believe you guys lost round 1. Did you watch the last inning?
I watched all the innings.
Oh, my gosh. It was
furious.
so painful.
Well, the guy admitted he swung the bat.
Oh, he did.
He swung the bat.
He swung the bat.
He swung the bat, and the umpire did not call it at third base, which then led to a hit, which then led to a run. I was furious.
Which led to more runs.
Yeah, I was so mad. Florida State won.
But I can tell you, I mean, like, I don't, pitch counts drive me nuts. If the kid's cruising, let him play.
Yeah.
The kid that was the middle reliever for Florida State was cruising.
Yeah.
He got a couple chink hits here and there. It's off a metal bat that's going to happen. But they took him out, and I was just like, oh, gosh.
The play that cost them was in the second or third inning when the kid didn't tag the base for Florida State coming around third and had to go back, and he clearly could have scored on a bobbled ball.
I didn't pick it up until about the 5th inning.
I looked at Darcy and I said that we're going to need that run later.
Yeah.
We're 100% going to need that run later, and we didn't get it.
Yeah.
He never made it home. They got 2 more outs. It was 1 out. He clearly, I think when the guy bobbled it, he had a chance to get home easy, and he had missed the base and had to go back.
Yeah.
So don't miss the base.
Yeah. No, if he'd have kept running and got called out, then he wouldn't have had a chance at all. I got a question for the Dolphin trainer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Saturday, we're out on the boat. I have family members down from Tennessee. So we're out on the boat. It's low tide, so that's the best time you're going to see dolphin in the Intercoastal. There were so many.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, like more than I've ever seen. Is there something going on like at the time of year that the Dolphins are? I mean, but they were like, we went down to the marina near Conch House. There was a ton of them there. There was a ton near the Bridge Lines, and then there was whole nother pod near 312. I mean, I've been on the water a lot, but it was like, they were my cousins from Tennessee were just like, is this the way it always is? I was like, no, this is a privilege. And we saw 3 sea turtle.
That's awesome.
So is there something going on with the sea life
If you saw all of that sea life all in the same day, then I would say some school of fish has hatched. So I would check the breeding schedule of the local fish. There's about 90.
Where do we get that? Is that on Tinder or is that on Fishster? What is that on?
Yeah.
I mean, where do you
Plenty
get
of
the
fish.
breeding cycle of
Plenty of
fish?
fish.
Swipe left or right for that one.
How do you get that, Amanda? I'm just curious.
Well, my question was going to be, is what's happening out on the beach renourishment, is that causing enough disruption in the feeding pattern out there to make them come inside? Do you think that's
probably not?
Okay.
I would say that it's more a matter of, there are, I've talked to marine biologists that work in the county, and they say that there's like 90 to like 120 permanent resident dolphins that are in the Intercoastal. You just don't see them very often that close together. They're usually pretty stretched out, but they go up and down the Intercoastal, and they're just always there. So the ones that do photo ID, there's like 90 to 120 known individuals, depending on who you're talking about.
I'll ask them for ID next time.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I would say a guesstimation was between 15 and 20 different dolphins. And I mean, usually you see between 4 and maybe 8.
Yeah.
When you're
Bobby
out.
wants to know if the dolphins had any loofahs attached to their dorsal fins.
They did not.
I was just asking if there was any loofahs.
They seem to be matched for life.
Or upside down pineapples.
Yes, they seem to be matched for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a lot of little ones. So
you probably saw mostly females. Males, if it's a large group, it's usually females. And it's usually moms with their juvenile, like teenager, sub-adult children, and then their newest calves. And so that's probably the grouping that you saw if it was a large group. Bottlenose dolphins don't typically hang out in amongst the same individuals all the time. Their groups are usually pretty fluid, and so individuals intermix all the time.
And the babies stay with the mamas till they're about 4 or 5 or 5 or 6, or how long?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty much adult size between 2 and 4, and so they'll hang out until they kind of know the ropes, and then if they see a better opportunity, if there's a better opportunity somewhere, or if they get run off because of territorial disputes, then they'll leave. But I mean, again, dolphins are they're pretty fluid in their groups. They're not like orcas. They're not like the killer whales that stay together forever.
Yeah.
With their families. So adults leave pretty early compared to the females. The females kind of hang around because, more
Learning.
safety in numbers, but also like you can go hunt when others are watching your calf and you're not held down by the calf. The way hydrodynamic works and their body shapes, the water currents that are made around a bottlenose dolphin's body is how the babies stay with the moms when the moms are traveling at speed, because the baby's kind of sucked into that space. Off of them. Yeah, between the dorsal fin and the tail flukes. So that's where you'll usually see them in that position. The mammary slits are underneath about the middle of that space also. So they'll kind of hook underneath to nurse. It's kind of cool how they nurse, but that's, that they're there for convenience, not because they're lifelong stuck together.
Now, I just wondered if there was a correlation with that, because it was just, I've been out there a lot, and it was like twice as many as I normally see.
With as hot as it is, it's interesting to me that they were hanging out in the relatively shallow water. Yeah. Because, that is a warmer space to be. So the fish must have been coming out of the estuaries pretty hard for them to all be there together.
Yeah. But when I saw them, the current was going out, and they were...
I'm going to tell you why they were all coming out, because it's so hot in the estuaries. The fish are trying to get someplace. I'm going to solve this for both of you right now.
It was still cool.
How hot it was in the estuaries? Damn hot. It was damn hot. Damn hot. Is Africa hot?
Well, it's also, water levels are low. Estuaries are more affected by droughts than, the intercoastal is. Yeah. And so the bait fish are probably not able to be as deep into the estuaries just because there's not as much water there.
Kind of forcing them.
It's forcing them more into the intercoastal. So lots of dolphins there. Cool. They are where the food is.
No, but when I was seeing it, I was like, I'm going to ask Amanda. Yeah. So thank you.
Which is funny because people are always like, well, don't they want to go out? Don't they want to swim over long distance? No. They swim as far as the food in the sex is. Yeah. And then that's as far as they go. They're not going for
that much,
long pleasure runs. Yeah. They're not marathoners.
I was going to say, it's like, okay.
So, whenever there's been open air habitats for them, they never choose out there unless there's better opportunities for sex or food out there. They always come back to inside the habitats because they know they want the easy life, and that's the easy life.
Yeah. Cool. So I think we're going to talk some politics.
And that is the marine biology section for the entire year. There will be no more marine biology for the entire year.
We're done. We've tapped out, folks.
We have tapped out. No more questions for Amanda on marine biology.
But I thought
Amy will be here to discuss human biology tomorrow, though.
I thought you'd be happy I wasn't talking about myself. I can go to that.
Any second now. Any second. I was waiting for the... Did I tell you the story about the sea turtle and the dolphin when I was in college?
Yeah.
I was waiting for that at any second.
You don't want me to answer the question about porpoises?
What was the question?
Please.
There's a question. Are there porpoises? Porpoises are more reclusive. They're not out in large numbers. There are not as many of them, and they are different than dolphins.
How are they different than dolphins?
Typically, they're smaller. They have a different shaped dorsal fin. It's more of a Dorito kind of shape, triangular rather than curved. And their teeth are different because they feed on different things.
Okay.
Hey, you know how you can tell the difference between a porpoise and a dolphin? Okay, you look at the dolphin, and then the other one's a porpoise.
Got it. Okay.
Done.
Thank you so much for clarifying that. I cannot wait for your other insightful answers.
I can tell you the difference between crocodiles and alligators, too.
Yeah.
You look at the alligator, the other one's a crocodile.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be the one will see you later, and the other will see you after a while.
After a while.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the name
of
that was
joke.
That was the name of Maeve's dance. So I'm still a little jaded about. See you later, alligator was the name of Maeve's dance.
Yeah.
So she did awesome.
I'm sure she was amazing.
And the green makes me think of that.
Girl. Look at us.
I have to watch. What is it? It's a big light. It's a wonderful big life.
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
You haven't seen that?
I've never seen that. You told me you loved it, and I swore I'd never see it.
We're talking about it tomorrow.
And then they put it on the Wheel of Destiny for movie day.
It was his suggestion.
And of course, it spins and hits that. But I've had zero luck so far. I've had the worst car chase movie ever from the 1970s. I've had a bunch of nags complaining at one another, and they weren't horses, and it wasn't The View. And I also now have this movie about some little Italian guy, German guy,
Italian guy.
So I'm like,
It was a weird timing because most of us because we're procrastinators, we're watching it the weekend of Father's Day, and it's definitely a fatherhood movie.
yeah.
Gotta win the tank.
Gotta win the tank.
And then Davey tells me this morning, well, I cried in it.
Yeah.
If you don't cry, that means you're a heartless bastard.
I've cried in 2 movies. My entire life, 2 movies.
Brian's Song and what other one?
Well, 3 now. Brian's Song, Old Yeller.
Homeward Bound.
And when John Wayne died in the Sands of Iwo Jima. That got me because he never died. So I didn't see that one coming.
No. Homeward Bound got me.
Sergeant Stryker.
Matter of fact, just mentioning it, I'm choking up. So I'm not going to talk about it
It's a
anymore.
tough one.
Sergeant Stryker.
What's your...
Oh, movies that I have I cried a bunch of movies.
My Girl.
We watched
Still Magnolias.
Yeah, we watched Still Magnolias last night.
Yeah.
My daughter and I. My son.
Any
my son and
Budweiser commercial?
No. My husband and my son were playing Warhammer 40K, so Isabella and I went and watched Still Magnolias.
Yeah.
Next, you're going to tell me you cried at Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either. I beat bits and pieces
Fantastic.
of it. No, I just got. If you cried during Independence Day, now that.
I did cry during Independence Day.
Oh my goodness
The
gracious!
speech, like the dad and the daughter and the mom dies. Of course I cried. Ugh.
Yeah. E.T. got me when I was 14. If that counts.
I wanted him out of the country. He was illegal. I just wanted him gone.
Go home.
Go home. It was right there, Amanda. You didn't expect me to miss that
Canceled.
one.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Yeah. Homeward Bound. Homeward Bound is probably the one that'll make you booger cry.
Tim,
I had a friend. We went to Up Close and Personal, which is Robert Redford and Michelle Pfeiffer. And my friend was just getting over a cold, and my mom took she and I because we really wanted to go. And that cold, she was all stuffed up, and she cried, and it was
all out.
oh, it was so loud. It was the ugliest cry I've ever seen. I still make fun of her to this day.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Booger crying.
We had to let her stay after the credits were done. The lights came out. We're still handing her napkins. Like, it'll be okay. Robert Redford's still alive. It's all right. I promise.
Brian's Song's the ultimate one that'll get you, but
yes,
My Girl got me because I didn't see it coming at all.
Oh,
Usually
My
I see
Girl.
it coming.
Oh, his
I
glasses.
didn't see it coming. Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So we talked about nothing for 20 minutes except for porpoises and dolphins and
Those are all
crying at
important.
movies.
All important.
I'm so glad we've
These are
connected
vital.
with our dad's selves today, the day after Father's Day. I'm so happy that we've done that.
You're the grizzled, insensitive person, and I'm obviously the one that's...
That might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Our relationship is growing here. I appreciate that. All right, so let's do the
don't make me
political
cry.
stuff first. And then if we get to the other stuff before 5 questions, we'll get there.
All right.
All right. So on Saturday, I was really intrigued. I started looking at who qualified and who didn't.
Yep.
The list got updated today. Vicki Oakes, our supervisor of elections, will be here next Monday to talk about all the important dates
We
and
love
what's
you,
going on.
Vicki.
She kind of said, "Do you want me to come in today?" And I'm like, "No, we got everything covered." And she's good. I have to present my budget tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, "Well, it might be a good idea to get the budget done for that."
Maybe.
So anyway, there are in the Republican primary for senator, Rick Scott is going to win, but there are 2 other people that are
Baltimore.
against him.
I mean,
John Columbus and Keith Gross. I don't know who either one of those guys are. And then there are 4 Democrats vying to get crushed in the national election in November the 5th.
Stanley Campbell.
And then Mara Macy is running against John Rutherford for our rep in the northern part. And then the southern part of the county, it's John Grove versus Michael Waltz. I will tell you, Michael Waltz has done an amazing job.
Yeah.
I really like Waltz. I think he does a really, really good job. So I'd be shocked if either one of those incumbents lose.
So Michael is the southern part of the county?
He is. Michael Waltz is the
Okay.
southern part of the county.
For the national
For the United States House of
Not-
Representatives.
Not the Florida House.
Yes.
National House.
And then we get into the state senator races. And that's an interesting. There's 3 people running for the Republican primary. There's Jerry James, Tom Leake, who, if you don't know who Tom Leake is, you don't have a mailbox.
You don't have a mailbox.
You don't vote
have
Republican and you don't
internet.
have a mailbox.
No email.
You haven't watched TV.
You don't have a cell phone.
I was watching TV this weekend, which I rarely do, and I was like, hey, there's Tom Leake again. Hey, there's Tom Leake again. So they're out, and our former sheriff David Shore jumped in the race late. But so I that's going to be an interesting kind of primary.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out the strategy why David got in so late, and I'm just wondering if he's like, all right, I can get in this late because it's a 3-person race and people haven't made up their mind yet. I know he's a smart politician, so he had to do some polling to tell him, I have a chance.
My kind of gut is he probably has some high favorable still, and his name recognition is probably off the charts for the number of years he was our sheriff in St. Johns County.
But it's a 5-county thing, and that's where I was like,
I get that, but he's still a former sheriff. St. Johns County, I think, is still 50% of the 5 counties.
Okay.
So if you carry the majority of St. Johns County, it gives you a good chance at carrying the rest.
Especially in a 3-person race.
And Volusia County is not, it's little pockets of Volusia County.
Yeah.
It's not like Daytona Beach, Volusia County. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see where that race goes. I think that's one of the kind of fun ones to watch as this election cycle goes.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good interview with, is it Gary or Jerry? I thought it was Gary, but it felt like Jerry.
Jerry James.
Yeah. But I thought he said it was Gary when he came in.
Well, it's Gerrry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he said, it's Gary, even though it's spelled weird.
Okay, then Gary James.
So we had a nice conversation with him when he was in.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like Tom Leake's in my mailbox every single day.
When I meet him, I'm going to feel like
Good
he's
or
a
bad?
long-lost cousin. He's like a pen pal from a different county that I'd never met.
I'm struggling to know whether or not I like him or not, because every other one's bad and every other one's good.
It's interesting the amount of money that's being spent on that state Senate race is ridiculous. I'm going to estimate that those mailers are probably somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a pop.
Yeah.
To hit all of the super voters.
That race is the wrestler, the spammer versus the sheriff?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Game on.
I don't know that Leak is the spammer.
It's just the one that's getting spammed.
It is. Yeah. He's the one. Well, the post office ought to send this guy an award at the end of the year.
I mean,
next to Trump and Biden, he's going to keep them afloat. Then you get into the state representative races. District 18 is Kim Kendall and Nick Primrose. District 19 is Darrell Boyer and Sam Greco. That was going to be a 3-person race, but one of the people did not qualify. That was kind of an interesting one for me. Right. And then District 20 is Judson Sapp and Jamie Waters. And I think Judson.
Which one's Renner's old spot?
Jamie Watts.
Jamie Watts. I'm sorry. I got to put my glasses on these. I didn't blow up the front. That is the Darrell Boyer, Sam Greco, District 19.
That's 19? Okay.
Yeah,
so the other one, 20, is a little on the west side of us, right?
I think so.
So it just kind of barely gets into St. John's County.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's quite a few that have already been decided. So Eddie Creamer has no opposition, so he will be our property appraiser again. Yeah. Vicki Oakes has no opposition. Woo! She will be our supervisor of elections. Jennifer Raven, who has worked a long time for Dennis Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
And this is, I have been voting for 40 years.
Yeah.
Right? This is 40 years since I registered to vote. The only person that has ever been the tax collector in my entire life in St. Johns County has been Dennis Hollingsworth.
Mine too. I mean, I got here in '87, and he's been there. He's been there the entire time. So,
if you're watching, Chisholm's another John Wayne movie I'm not crazy about.
Yeah.
It was Chisholm. No, wait, Chisholm. Which one was Chisholm? Chisholm was okay. Chisholm was okay. I'm trying to remember which one was.
He died in The Shootist too.
But he only died in 2 movies.
He died of cancer.
He died of he died in The Shootist, and he died in
Bobby said there's
Sands of Iwo Jima.
Bobby said there's another one.
He said The Cowboys, but I don't remember.
Oh, he did die in The Cowboys. That evil Bruce Dern.
I don't remember The Cowboys at all. I don't remember that movie.
You were in The Cowboys. There was a little teeny tiny kid that tried to shoot a gun that got blown like halfway across the screen. I thought that was you.
I go by Festus more than anything else, so I was like, you have me mixed up.
Well,
with
you're
the different.
Festus now.
Yeah,
I walk
more like Festus every day.
Yes.
It's not pretty.
Tim is right. He did die in The Cowboys. I forgot about that. So you have those kind of. I think those races are going to be interesting. And then let's see. So we talked about Jennifer Raven. Denver Cook is running against Brandon Patty.
When does Brandon come back? That's
not till after the election.
That's gotta be tough. You're out of country, serving your country, trying to maintain your job here.
Not until after the election.
Wow,
not until
that's tough.
Yeah.
So hopefully, his people do him right and get his name out there.
Right. And then Rob Hardwick and Jim Priester.
Yeah.
Are in the other county commission races. District 1, Anne Marie Evans, Weston Ferguson, Christian Whitehurst. So Christian Whitehurst, obviously the incumbent in that one. 2 challengers, which is always kind of interesting. District 3 county commission is a pretty crowded race. Roy Alamo, Heather Harley Davidson, Michael McDonald, and Clay Murphy.
Yeah, and this one, I try and check the numbers and who's raising who and stuff like that. Unless the 2, McDonald and Harley Davidson do something with their fundraising, it's going to be a challenge for them. Because I think Clay and Roy, Roy's got a big number up there. He's over 200,000, and I think Clay's pushing, almost 100,000.
It's been an expensive.
Clay's got the ground game, man. Those signs are everywhere.
Well, that's an expensive game for me, because I'm friends with both Roy and Clay.
No, they're both wonderful people.
They're good people. Yeah. I don't know Michael McDonald, and I don't know Heather Harley Davidson.
And I've met the other 2. But it's going to be a tough uphill battle with the numbers you have against their numbers. And Clay, Clay's down here, but I haven't been in the Northwest and the Northeast part of the county, because that's where the population is.
Yep.
Like to look at it and go, oh wow, he's got so many. He's really, but that's just 20%.
Yeah.
When you go to raw population, if you don't win that Northwest anymore in St. Johns County, it's tough to win.
It's tough to win. The majority of the population is north of Wargoff Village in St. Johns County. District 5, Henry Dean, John Higby III, and Ann Taylor.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had
love
time.
her clothing.
I know her clothing is, I've heard well. No.
Yeah.
Henry's been our commissioner, I think 2 or 3.
I think this is going to be his third.
His
I think,
third,
I think he's definitely had,
Yes.
It might be his 4th.
Might be. I have to go look. School Board District 2, Anthony Coleman, who's the incumbent.
Yeah.
Francis Frank Cummings, who is running against him. And District 5 School Board, crowded. Lily B. Bristow, Bethany Hilbert, Lynn Strahan, and Linda Thompson.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting race to kind of see where that falls into.
Yeah, the only one of those 4 I know is Bethany, and as far as Coleman goes, I think he's done a really good job. He's the incumbent. He's the incumbent there. And the irony is Coleman and Priester both worked with us on the Police Athletic League 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So these guys know the county. So but I think Rob's gonna he's still gonna have to campaign and get out there and do what he does best. He's really good in front of people and just be himself. But I think Rob's kind of got a real head start on Priester in that race.
And Tim Goss said somebody showed up on his property, Mike McDonald, and was not happy with it. It's not good to go campaign for votes and make people mad. Yeah.
Well, Mike came after me a little bit about the Canwright house when we were moving that, and so I know he.
What did he come after you for? Was he afraid you were going to ruin a bridge? Because I was too.
He didn't. He doesn't agree with the project, which wasn't my job. I was hired by the Park Foundation to move it, and some of my I didn't respond back, but some of my friends responded back, and he stopped attacking me, and he went after the people that actually he felt like were wasting money.
So he quit complaining at the guy that got hired to do the job, and went after the people that funded the job.
That made the decision. Okay. I was just hired to do the job, and that ribbon cutting's on Wednesday.
Congratulations!
Yes, so we're real excited about it, and
they met the deadline then.
Yes,
that's
the
fantastic.
Juneteenth, and sod went in today.
Nice.
And
it looks great.
Yeah. So it's really, it went back to the original color. I had to do some things shortening it up, but it's
good.
It's actually been a really, really fun project. So Happy to be a part of it.
Somebody commented on House of the Dragons in the comments. Did you watch last
I
night?
didn't. I because I came back from the recital and I got back into town a little bit late. I didn't get, and I started to watch it and I was like, oh, I'm just exhausted. I fell asleep. So I'm going to probably watch it tonight.
I'm going to tell you what happened to me last night. I was really looking forward to it. Darcy and I had watched the earlier episode. I was fading fast. It was 9:00 when it came on. So as you guys know, that's well past my bedtime. I was completely out. So I fell asleep. I woke up at like 4:00. I recorded it. I turned it back on.
So compelling
I fell
TV.
asleep. I woke up. I rewound it again. I fell asleep. I woke up. I literally,
You watch the same thing.
I'm on.
times.
No. I just kept fast forwarding it to where I remember falling asleep. I think I'm on episode 17 of season 2. Well, it's a DVR.
Yeah.
So I think I'm on
You
episode
TiVo'd
17. I did. I TiVo'd it. What is this TiVo thing you speak of? Anyway,
All the cool kids have TiVo.
He's such a boomer.
I don't want to say anything about it because you guys haven't seen it, but
I plan on watching it
I
tonight.
hope the rest of the season gets a little bit better.
It might be a setup, but early on in the season,
always
it's a
kind of
setup.
that. You're like, I've waited a long time because we haven't seen new material on most of our series, unless you're a Bridgerton.
Wait, you said
for a
new.
long time.
I thought you said nude. Okay, you said new.
I know.
And what is this Bridgerton? I don't even know what this is. This Bridgerton.
Do you watch Bridgerton?
I don't watch it.
A lot of people are watching it. I don't watch it.
It's a period piece. That's all I know. It's a period
About
piece.
what?
It's like, the Edwardian time? I don't know. It's a bunch of
1800s,
rich people sleeping together.
1600s, yeah.
That's all I
And
know.
that's the thing is everybody's sleeping with everybody.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's sleeping with everybody.
So I should watch it.
You probably I don't know that there's much nudity in it.
Oh, then it's not worth it.
I don't know.
It's
I
definitely
need boobies and killing.
Let me ask
it's definitely
Darcy if
more
there's
of a
nudity in it.
fictionalized account. I mean,
Is there killing?
Yes.
Those are the two things I need to entertain me,
I don't
to keep me entertained.
I
Ask
don't know.
Davey tomorrow morning because he
I
is.
think Davey
there's
watches
17 exclamation points after Bridgerton, so I think he might be a fan.
Yeah. He says he's watching it after this show.
Mm-hmm.
And he says no nudes.
No
so
nudes.
there's no need for. Well,
isn't the main love interest isn't she very body positive? I don't know that that's your type anyway.
Is that a what's body
I
positive?
don't know. Amanda will have to explain it to me. I got no idea.
It's a euphemism for more shaped like me than Rebecca.
Well, that is very sexy. And that time
At
period,
that-
because that was a sign of
I'm just
success.
saying,
That was a
I
sign
don't
of
know that
success.
it's your
You
type.
understand that if we
I
went
don't
back-
really have a type.
if we went
You love
Sorry,
all
baby.
ladies.
Yeah.
if we went
I'm going
back
with
in
boobies.
time, right, with magazines that were like Sports Illustrated in the 80s versus plus size models in the 80s, they would have thrown away the Sports Illustrated ones and just looked at the plus size model.
Yeah, plus size models when I was growing up in the 90s were like my daughter's size, and my daughter's very fit. It's wild.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So
You were considered too skinny.
Davey says there are boobies.
there are
So
movies.
maybe he thinks nudity is a different thing
Maybe
than
I'm
we
back
think.
in.
Yes.
Nudity's-
He's thinking full Monty.
Yes. Yeah.
So no, and I believe people are healthy at whatever their body wants to be at. Like there is no perfect fitness because everybody's different. If your body wants to be at a particular weight, a lot of times you have to fight your body to get to the weight you think you mentally should be at.
Yeah.
But your body usually targets towards that one weight that
there's
it
a
wants to be
range.
at.
Yes. All right. We're at 5 questions.
Oh, already?
We have
Okay.
blown through this in 5
right.
questions.
I do want to
so-
answer, Bobby, on the county commission, it is a countywide. On the school district, it is district by district.
Correct.
So just, I think Bobby was kind of asking that question without asking that question.
Yes.
Tim Goss, since 2 months old.
Tim, as a young man who was probably anorexic, right, looking, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
At 2 months, you read something that I couldn't get to until I was in my 40s. So, overachiever.
Yeah. I at age 5, like if a breeze came along, I was flying away.
Guys would run down the basketball court and I'd fall over.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible. All right, so 5 questions.
5 questions.
The last
I studied.
time someone called you old, either by calling you old or by doing something to help you.
We
Now,
just called you old.
I'm going to lead off on this. So Friday night, Darcy and I...
No, it was just now.
Well, Friday night, Darcy and I were walking out of Bell's and Bell's, and a mom who was in her 30s with a child on her hip held the door for the two of us. So we're like, oh, that's so nice. You know, we should have been holding the door for you. And we were going out of the store. She was coming in. So I mean, it was really kind of just one of those, I'll hold the doors. You're like, yeah. We got halfway across the parking lot. I looked at Darcy and said, how old do we look that she thought we needed to have the door open?
Did you have a cap on?
I did have a baseball hat on.
Okay.
So, but I was laughing like, oh my gosh, this is just too funny. So Amanda, has anybody called you old? And we will hunt them down.
Besides your
we
children.
will send
Of
Davey
course.
after them to hunt them down.
Besides your children.
Yes.
Clay calls me old all the time.
What?
Because I use proper pronunciation and punctuation and full sentences in texts to him.
Yeah.
He calls me old all the time. But I also teach kids all the time. So it doesn't have to be my own kids.
Yeah.
Kids always, so I just call my childhood, I always describe it as being in the late 1900s just because it makes them laugh. Because I'm old.
I love Andy. This happens to me all the time. Andy said someone tried to hand me their glasses today. Like when you're looking at it and you're struggling, and someone just goes,
There you go.
"Yeah," because that's what we do. We take care of our own.
Yeah.
So,
Davey.
welcome to the club, Andy.
Davey, the kid that goes to the liquor mart with a signed note from an adult.
Or you're at self-checkout and the child who works there sees that you have alcohol in the cart and just hovers until you
waits till you
ring
get
it
to that one.
so that they can zip their little cards so that you're not delayed.
Yes.
Because they just see you and they know that you were born in the late 1900s.
All right. I know where this question came from.
A great question it was.
I had a conversation with Mike today at lunch. So yesterday, I go shopping every Sunday morning at Publix. And yesterday it was Maeve, Ty, and myself went grocery shopping. As I'm coming in the door, Maeve's pushing the cart, and someone literally walks past me. Nice,
an unknown person.
Nice older lady walks past me and goes, "Your granddaughter's beautiful." Not it. All right, that's not it. I'm walking along, and I think most of our audience out there knows that Ty's autistic. So we, like I said, we live very loud. So Ty's up ahead. He's wanting to get to the chip aisle because on Sundays he gets his fiery Cheetos. That's his reward for being good all week. And he's wanting to get there, so he's getting a little anxious. Maeve is trying to make a turn with a full cart, trying to look over top of the cart. And another nice older lady walks by and goes, "Way to go, Granddad."
You're the hero, Grandpa.
Yeah. I was like, I got called Granddad within 20 minutes.
Twice.
Yeah.
So what did that tell you about that stupid beard, old man?
Yeah. I'm rethinking the beard.
Yeah, I like the beard.
Yeah. So.
It's distinguished.
Were you wearing a hat or a shirt that said established in 1903? I'm just asking.
Next time I go, I said, "These are my children. These are my kids."
All right. Something you thought was bad in the past, but turned out to be pretty darn good. Something you thought was bad in the past, but turned out to be pretty darn good.
Want me to go first?
So I'll go.
You go.
Mine's pretty easy.
Okay, go ahead.
When I lost my job at the county,
Yes.
I was just like, because I loved that job for 22 years. The last year sucked. But I was just like, man, this is the worst thing. And then a year later, I'm making twice as much money as what I did in the county.
Nice.
But I mean, I didn't have the stress. I was having trouble keeping weight on, and it was, it would have been dangerous for my life if I would have stayed in that position.
Yeah.
So, but that was something at that particular time I thought was really bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a couple, but I mean, I think a lot of times when you get setbacks in life, they seem like they're a setback at the time. But later on, when you look back at them, you go, man, that was really amazing. I wanted to go to law school right when I got out of college. I did not get accepted for a couple semesters, and I could have kept applying and done some things, but I really wanted to own my own business. I just thought it would be a law firm rather than a construction company. When I realized the opportunity I had in the family business, I've just had a blast. I've just had the best time building things rather than moving paper. Although today I spent 2 hours moving paper on my desk so that I could go build something. So, but I for me, it just kind of, I always think that kind of works its way.
Well, and I think that your relationship with your mom and dad was absolutely amazing. And I think if you'd have went to law school, I don't think that part of your life would have happened. No. So I mean, you would have been. I mean, you would have still had a great relationship with them, but it was a next level situation because they became your business partners, and you worked with them on a constant basis, and they became your friends and business partners all at once. So,
and you knew how much I coached my kids. I don't know if coaching the kids would have been a thing in that profession because you would have had court dates and all kinds of other things. You might have been traveling, might not have been, who knows, but. So for me, that trade-off was great. I got a lot of time with my mom and dad, as you said, and with my kids as well when they were going to school. Yeah. Your turn.
I would say anytime a door closed or a relationship ended, that seemed incredibly devastating, but it all worked out to be just part of the path to a really great life.
Yeah, it kind of makes us who we are. I mean, there's so many different ones that could be that answer, but
I can't think of one in particular that I want to share on air.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, I can answer for Mike. I mean, if he'd have went to law school, he probably never would have been friends with me.
That's true.
Unless he was representing me.
And then it would be, client and...
I would have had a frequent flyer punch card for you.
You'd be like Jim Carrey and Liar Liar. Stop breaking the law.
Do you know how many bad things you would have tried if we hadn't had lunch together in the early days and that I kept you? I mean, I remember the one telling you, hey, if you'd like to move up in the rec department, you might want to buy a pair of pants. I think you wore shorts.
I don't think that was your best advice.
Knee-high socks forever.
You gave me better advice than that, but because I had the coach's shorts with like the 20,000 pounds of keys in each pocket. So
you were the younger, skinnier version of Coach Red Cox.
Yeah,
I never saw Coach Cox in a pair of long pants ever.
Well, and at the same time, Mike had a phone that was literally like it looked like it came out of
Morris brick.
It looked like it came out of World War II.
The greatest thing.
So that is an upgrade.
Yeah, this is an upgrade.
And that you just went to that, like 3 years ago?
Oh, no, I've had an Android ever since my option was an Android.
Because he's a cat lover.
And I was like, I love cats. I have to have an Android.
Yeah.
All right.
An unusual pet peeve, which this was kind of your question.
Yes.
So you need to kind of lead us out in the answers on this one.
So I am so opening myself up to this. I hate whistling indoors. It bothers me. And that's why that was my question today, because you were whistling while I was setting up.
I whistle all the time when I'm happy. I whistle when I work.
I know.
Did you not watch Disney as a kid?
I can't do it inside. Like, it's so shrill and it just cuts through my ears. Oh, I can't.
Yeah. So note to self, whistle
always
when I come in.
Yeah.
I always yell. Now I'll just whistle.
Yeah. Yep. I did this to myself. You
did. You have asked for whistle torture from here on out.
We had a saying in our household. It was sing at the table, whistle in bed. The devil will get you before you're dead. So it was basically my mom didn't like whistling inside the house either.
Yeah.
So you know what I did? Whistled.
I can't sing, so I have to whistle.
Yeah.
I mean, at least then people are like, what song is that? I mean, it could be a number of songs, right? But if
he
I'm
was whistling
singing,
Lowrider. I'm trying to set up the show, and he's whistling Lowrider.
What's going on with our feed right now? Is that happening on yours?
No, I got it.
No, I got it.
No, so you glitched out, and now it's catching back up with real time.
Oh, I glitched out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
We're on speed. You just don't know it.
My pet peeve is someone asks you a question, and then you start to answer, and you have a really good answer for them, and then they move on to somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I could have solved this for you, but no, you're on your own.
He's going to fire me. That's our relationship.
I thought you were going to say when I give a 5-minute answer and you just nod your head and move on to the next question.
No, that's what you do to me.
I know. I do it to you all the time. A man will be in the middle of this really deep answer. I'm like, how do I get to the next subject? How do I get to the next subject? I got to move us along.
Or there's a freaking game on his computer that you guys can't see, but I can. So I'm just talking to you guys because I know he's watching a game.
Florida Gators won today. Bobby's upset. NC State's going home.
I was giving an answer when you were watching the game and gave Bobby that.
My pet peeve, Mike knows my number one pet peeve. Everyone knows my number one pet peeve is open cabinets. Can't stand open cabinets. It drives me nuts.
Oh, I don't like that.
Drives me absolutely nuts. But if I have to give a new one, it would be, I ask a question. Clearly, it's usually with my children. Clearly they hear me and then they choose not to answer.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give you an idea. About 5 or 10 years from now, Gramps,
Yes.
you'll do that back to them because you just don't want to answer them and you're going to pretend like you didn't hear them. That's it. Just practice. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. All right.
It doesn't really work on a podcast, though.
It does.
Unless the camera goes to me and no one knows what I just did.
No one knows what you just did. All right. If you could ask a question during the presidential debate, what question would you ask? You get to ask a question at the presidential debate. Please don't ask if it's boxers or briefs. That was a stupid question at a presidential debate. And please don't stand up and ask what you're going to do to protect just me in the country, like the one guy did in the debate. I think it was one of the early, might have been a Clinton debate with whoever he beat the second go around, Bob Dole or something. How are you going to take care of us, Mr. President? Well, how about I take care of myself and you take care of yourself, and then we take care of the country together? How about we do that? But so anyway, those questions are not allowed. What do you got? I know Troy's got a question.
Go for it, Troy.
All right, my question would be what I think is one of the toughest crises we have in the United States right now is how we're handling mental health and how are we going to change the downward spiral we have with mental health and the high cost of medication that comes along with that change. So mental health to me is because if I ask a military question, I know Trump's going to crush Biden. If I ask any huggy type of question, Biden's answer is going to be more fluffy than Trump's. But this is a middle ground that affects both Democrats and Republicans. And it's how are we going to solve the mental health downward spiral that we're having in the United States, and especially with ex-military. I mean, there's PTSD. We've been at war longer than we ever have as a history. So we have more veterans that we have to take care of and get them back to, feeling themselves. So that would be my question. My question would be about mental health.
Okay.
The president just doesn't really have a whole lot of sway in issues. They just really, I just don't feel like they do. And individual issues, I guess I should say. So I think my question would be, when's the last time you read the Constitution and the first 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights? Because that outlines what they're supposed to do. Like, when was the last time you read it in its entirety?
That's the playbook.
And read the Bill of Rights. And I mean, I'm sure they would lie, but
Can I give you the answers?
go for it.
So Donald, the most beautiful thing ever written. It's the most beautiful document ever written. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I love it. I love it.
I don't think either one of them's ever read it.
It's just amazing. And Joe Biden, come on, man. I was there when we wrote it. I mean, that was Joe's answer. Well, I was raised by a family who lived the Constitution, right? I mean, that would be his answer.
Don Jr. talks about how his dad has a love for the Constitution, and whether that's him, shilling for his dad,
talking
or
points.
whether he was talking about his childhood and how he was raised and talked about it. So, I mean, I don't
Jr.,
know that
stop
Hunter.
texting me.
I don't know that Hunter has ever mentioned his dad having anything to do with the Constitution or the Bill of Rights.
He'll stop texting you when Joe Biden stops emailing me. So
you still get those?
I get four.
How did that happen?
I get 4 a day right now.
Viagra.
I don't get any of those. I made sure those all get sent to you.
Yeah, you send those to me.
So here is mine's gonna be a little different because there's gonna be 8 million political questions that they have to answer. Right? I want to know: can you do 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, and 1 pull-up? I mean, at their age, I just want to know: are you physically fit enough to do 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, and 1 pull-up?
If they can do one of those 3,
yeah,
I'm impressed.
I just want to know: are you guys at your age still able to do that?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way either one of them can do a pull-up.
I don't think either one. Joe doesn't weigh anything.
Do we think any of them ever did a pull up in their lives?
I think Trump probably was a pretty decent athlete. I mean, I read the book Who's Your Caddy, and the and
I did like that book.
It was an excellent book. It's
a really good
the
book.
guy who
It's
wrote
just a funny name.
Rick Riley
from Sports Illustrated. He wrote the end of Sports Illustrated, which was the best portion of Sports Illustrated. But he would go around and caddy different people. And one of the people he caddied was Donald Trump. And I mean, he says he's a legit golfer, and his daughter's a legit golfer. She
Ivanka?
She hit a 225 drive in high heels, and that's when I was like, ooh, yeah.
Melissa, how will you get a security clearance with a felony? I don't know. But somebody's been leaving dime bags of cocaine in the White House. So that might already have happened, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't know who did that.
Yeah.
I mean, he will pardon himself if it doesn't get overturned. That's how.
If he does get in the White House, he won't be the first felon in the White House.
No.
I mean, there's so many other people that have done
far worse that never got convicted.
Yeah.
So we'll go there.
Including the current inhabitant of the White House.
Including the president that actually used his winter home as the Ponce. Harding used his winter home as the Ponce. So he probably broke some laws here in St. Augustine.
He probably did.
I know he did because it was during Prohibition.
More than likely. All right. So easy question at the end. Favorite adult beverage?
Oh, that is easy. Do you want to start that one?
Yeah, because I answered it today. Actually, I said, what do you drink the most of besides water? And it's sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
That's your favorite adult beverage? More so than a bourbon?
I drink more sweet tea than I do.
No. You guys asked the kiddie question, like, what do you drink more than water? What's your favorite adult beverage? I was going for the adult question because we're in the 5 o'clock hour.
Favorite adult beverage?
Adult beverage, not any beverage, adult beverage.
Oh, and then it's...
Turn the hearing aids up.
Huh?
Grandpa.
Here, let me take my glasses off so I can hear you. Then it's... I drink Jameson, Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Irish whiskey. I'm a vodka soda with a lime girl myself.
Vodka soda lime girl.
I'm Jameson and ginger, but I can tell you if all of them are equally free, then the bourbon wins.
I'm just bourbon on
confiscated.
Give me a large thing of ice and some bourbon and I'm good. So.
Confiscated on ice is as good as it gets as far as bourbons go.
Yeah. No. You asked the kid question. I was going to ask it again, then I'm like, well, why should we be asking the kid question in the morning? We can ask the adult question because we're on at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we could definitely do that. Election cycle got a little easier for interviews.
Yes.
For you and I. I mean, it's not as difficult as it looked to be. So a
lot of people didn't qualify.
A lot of people didn't qualify, so that will be easier as well. Tomorrow, Davey's on, and we have a guest tomorrow too.
Tomorrow we're doing movies.
Oh, it's movie day tomorrow.
It's movie day tomorrow.
The guest is next week. We moved the guest so we can get
You have to watch.
Gotta watch tonight.
Tell you, man.
Do I look like a kid with a bad attitude? Because that's what I feel like right now. I feel like I got to go home and write a book report about something I don't want to write a book report about.
So I'm interested because this movie very much follows the relationship between a man and his son. It starts out with a whole bunch of stuff. But like the meat of the movie is a relationship between a man and his son. And you are a devoted father. So I'm curious to see what your take is.
You got to win the tank.
Yeah, got to win the tank.
I'm
telling you, I can't believe you haven't seen this movie. I can't believe...
I can. It's Italian.
Yeah. And it is all subtitles.
Yeah.
So I got through it as
when I found out there wasn't a gun in it or Clint Eastwood, I knew it wasn't an Italian movie for me to watch.
There's lots of guns.
Is there lots of guns?
Yes.
Yeah. There's lots of guns. But I'm telling you, I got through it. You know how I love to read. Yeah, it's all subtitles.
Wait. This is going to make him excited about it.
No. Don't tell me it's subtitled.
It's all subtitles.
All subtitles.
Well, how am I going to do all the other ones
until Americans come and Americans are heroes in the movie. And they're the only non-subtitled people.
This movie was definitely made before Hollywood was the current Hollywood today. Because it was made today.
It was
made in the 90s.
The Americans,
late 90s?
Well, I know, but it wasn't that bad. Today,
it was...
After 2010, it all went.
Yeah.
No, you. If you don't love this movie, I will be shocked. I know Darcy will love the movie if she has not seen it.
She's not here.
Oh.
She went to go visit her dad. I'm like, do you want to watch? I asked all weekend long, do you want to watch the movie? We watched the preview. She's like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But again, this was back when they made the previews.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the most 1950s-esque. Go watch the trailer for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm watching the trailer. I'm going, I don't need to see this.
It's one of my top 5, definitely top 10, probably one of my top 5 movies that I enjoyed.
With the current, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. But with the current discussion on mental health and gaslighting and all of that, like it could be an interesting discussion.
All right, I'm going to watch and read and read and watch and watch and read tonight. And how long is this movie? 17 hours?
So I think
it's only 3.5.
I think it's 4.
Okay.
You could have got half of it done. You procrastinated.
I know.
I am the king of procrastination for like homework, school assignments that I just don't want to do. I know I can get it done. Like I'll probably set the timer on my watch to start it at like 2 hours before we're on air tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Text me when you start the movie. Because you didn't finish The Women. You have failing at this so far.
My computer locked up, Troy, and I couldn't watch the end of it. I hugged my computer. I gave it the biggest kiss I've ever given my computer.
So he missed the major stuff.
I felt like the guy who fell in love with his computer in the. I can't remember who was that guy.
What, Lars the Real Girl? That movie?
It's happened in a couple now.
Yes, it's becoming a trend.
Yeah.
All right.
It was in Shield.
Davey, 1 hour and 58
Come on,
minutes.
Davey.
That's not bad. You can make that happen. See, you just lost half the movie. I said 4.
See?
I thought you were going to be happy about it.
Okay.
Text me when you started tonight.
Yeah.
You're not watching it tomorrow. So then you're going to get interrupted and you're not going to finish it.
Go in.
Tell her what I do when people tell me what to do.
I know where you live.
Exact
I know
opposite.
where you live.
Hey,
I will come to your house and put it on your TV.
It's only half as long as you thought it was going to be.
I'm so bad. When people think you have to do this, I'm like, watch me not do it.
Well, I want to see if you can win the tank.
I know there's a line now about the tank in there, so I will. I got all the.
You're never going to catch it. It's super subtle.
I got the non-subtle hints that you guys have dropped. I understand. So, okay. I'm just going to tell you I didn't cry at the end. That's the only thing.
Yeah, even if you did.
I'm going to put a hammer right next to the thing. And if I start to cry, I'm just going to drop it on my foot.
Yeah.
You know that you're a child.
It wasn't because of the movie. It was because of the hammer.
Who's cutting onions in here? Dang it.
Listen, you guys have a great night.
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow. Davey Archer will be here to chastise me for not watching the movie properly.
You're watching it.
If you have Mike Davis's phone number, text him all night.
Don't do that because I want him to watch the movie. Don't do that.
Don't interrupt me.
I don't think he's got it in him to watch it.
That's the challenge that'll get it done. Troy knows me well enough to know that. All right, this is the Mike Davis Show. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.